everyone, and welcome to your weekly flower reading. I'm Susan Jane, and I'm going to be doing your weekly flower reading. But first of all, we're going to look at the full moons. Now, if you want a free flower reading, all you need to do is pick a number between 1 and 100, and I will bring up that flower image for you. So it all is very, very easy, and your intuition will pick it for you, and we will go from there. But what I want to focus on this week is obviously what the moon cycle is doing. Now, I look at the moon cycles in the context that when I owned our 90-acre organic crop farm, I used to plant by the moon cycles, and I still feel that we can plant by the moon cycles even if it's not an actual seed that you're putting in the ground. I look at it now as planting our goals or our ideas and what we want to put forward. So this week, it is all about the moon cycles and what we want to put forward and where we want to go with it. Midway through the week on Thursday, we have the full moon coming through. So let's bring that over here so I can see it a bit better. The first part, oh, hang on, I better put on the comments too so I can see. Sorry. Hi, Sal, how you going? Okay, the first part we want to look at in the first part of the week, we are still before the full moon, we are still on the first quarter. So it is still about our goals this week, what we want to see until Thursday is still the relationship goals and wealth goals. Okay, so when we're starting to look at that, it's all about the fruit and the flowering. So that's what we can plant at the moment. That's up until the full moon on Thursday. Then it all changes over, and then we start to look at direction. We start to plant root crops. I'm going to cough. Sorry, excuse me. We start to plant root crops after that. So once the full moon hits, it's the root crop area. And with the root crops, we start to look at our direction. So at the moment, we are still in the first quarter. So as being in the first quarter until Thursday, it is all about that energy is still, it's strong. It's, oh, hang on, let me have a look. Holding out for a fringe trim after the full moon. Good idea. Okay, so Sally's just put down that it's holding out for a fringe trim after the full moon. Now, what we're looking at this part of this week, before the full moon, if you had your hair cut, it's all about actually increasing the growth of it. If you wait till after the full moon and you had your hair cut, it's all about reducing the growth of it. And the same is exactly the same with your plants. So if you had indoor plants, you could, if you wanted to increase the growth in them, snip out the buds now, snip out the tips and let them shoot now. If you want to reduce the growth in them, wait until after the full moon, because everything then starts to draw down. It starts to absorb. The energy is going in a different way. So at the moment, the energy is still going out there. So to make those relationship and wealth goals is terrific at the moment. After the full moon, no. Let's start looking at direction goals then. All right. So we have up until Thursday to look at fruit and flowering crops, which is relationships and wealth. Or after the full moon, we need to look at the root crops, which is about direction and being grounded. So we have to look at that side of it. So that's the areas as far as the moons go, the moon planting. Let's have a look. Sal, what number do you want for your flower reading? I have got a couple that I need to do that are in the background, but I'll do yours first. Have you got a number? My throat's going to go real funny. Have you got a number you would like, Sal? And if you haven't, I will do a random one for you when I get my phone. So just pick a number between 1 and 100, and I will do a flower reading for you if you would like one. Sal hasn't put up her number yet, so I'm going to do a random one for you. Where's my random thing? Okay. You watch. I'll do this random one. Hey, good morning, Kimberly. Pick a number between 1 and 100. Ah, see, she's got it. She's done it. 12. Look at that. I knew you'd get it in, Sal. All right, so Sally's number 12. Kimberly, pick a number. If you can't stay, that's fine. I can always, I can do your reading and you can come back later. Not a problem. So, Sal, here's your flower. And this is interesting because this is actually going to come up twice. Right. Here we go. Here's your flower. Let me go down the bottom there so you can see it. It's nice and big. All right. So again, we're going to look at the two areas of this. So we're going to look at the first part, and then when we hit the full moon, the second part. So the second part is more about directions and where we're going there. So I want to look at your self-confidence to start with in the first quarter as we're leading up to it. And there is an area there that we're looking at those petals, and it is there, they are closed. It is a bud. So when I'm starting to look at your self-confidence, there's an area there that you're looking at, you're going forward with, that you're not 100% confident. You're still a little bit, how can I put it, in the budding stage. You're still getting an understanding of it, and that's okay, because that's what it's all about. It's about you getting that knowledge and that understanding of it. So it's not a full bloom, it's not fully open. This goal is not needing to be fully open. You're not achieving it yet. It's a growth period. It's a period of moving up and getting more knowledge and getting more understanding and more experiences and moving as you go along. So that is what your flower is about there as far as your self-confidence. When we look at self-reliability, we start to look at your stem, and why do I say we have to look at stem? Oh, that's because of that direction. That's your path and your direction. That needs to be really, really secure and strong. And when we look also at your flower, this is coming on all right. When we also look at your flower, you've got this calyx here. Now the calyx is the sheath that covers the bud before it comes out. So this goal you've got is still, because it is still in the budding stage, it's still got a lot of protection around it. So you are looked after, you are protected for this goal. But I was actually looking at, where was it, self-reliability? I wanted to look at your path. It's your stem and your path is there. Oh, wow. What's coming on there? Okay, no, go back. Sorry. All right, so again, it's all new. It's all very still growing. It's still developing and still getting the understanding. But we know you've got it there. You know, it's there. There's a strong direction to it. There's a strong path to it. And you are protected. So what this goal is, don't expect it to be fully bloomed and fully out there. It isn't that way. It's all a learning process for you. Sorry, my nose is starting to run. I'm getting cold. It's all a learning process for you. So allow it to unfold, allow it to grow and develop. So that's your cell. Let me have a look at Kimberly's. Kimberly is number 18. What are you up to, Sally, too? I think you're up to something very exciting. You seem to be doing different things all the time. Let me look at yours. Here's your window now. And this one is for Kimberly. So Kimberly, this is number 18. Again, I'm going to look at the two areas. I don't think I covered off on Sally's because Sally's didn't need it as much, but yours, we may be looking at that a little bit more. All right. So when we start to look at your self-confidence, we start to get an understanding of, no worries, Sal. We start to get an understanding of, sorry, she's thrown me. This is your flowers and fruit. This is your relationship and wealth. So we're looking at your self-confidence. I see this image as with your self-confidence, because there is a few goals there, and they're not, there is one out there, but a lot of them are protected by all these leaves. So we look at your self-confidence and we sort of go, well, if you want to stand up to the plate, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable if you're doing it with a group of other like-minded people that have got similar goals to you. So when you want to stand up and look at your relationship and look at your wealth area, I would say definitely with wealth area relationships, maybe not so much, or unless you like to share yourself around, that's fine. But even that, your relationship could be with your business and moving forward there. But I can see that being around a lot more like-minded people. You need to be around that group there to get yourself moving. And even if you were looking at that as a relationship goal, and this is till Thursday, remember, even if you were looking at that as a relationship goal, I would be saying you're going to be better off in your relationship if you are in a group of people. So it's not about, say, you going to, like, you're in the shopping centre and you happen to meet the person of your dreams. It's more about being in this group environment and just being there and being safe and being comfortable. And that's where you will go ahead with a relationship. You'll see that relationship there. If it's about wealth, then it's going to be about more of a group situation. But that's until we get to Thursday. The full moon kicks in, and then we need to look at more of your direction. But again, we look at it, the direction you're going in and where you're going with this one is definitely in a group focus. So it seems to be that all this week, it's all about you being in a group, being with a group, getting a group understanding and going forward with it. Now, with this group becomes the leaves, of course, the guidance. So you're getting all this really strong guidance down here, which is intermingled amongst all of it. You've even got a bit of spiritual guidance at the top, but this is a real clear physical guidance. So this physical guidance is coming from this particular group there because these leaves belong to this particular flower. So for you, Kimberly, you do need to be in this group. You need to be in that sort of context so you can get a good understanding of where you're going and what you're doing. And that's for this week. Remember, the changeover is on Thursday. The full moon comes in on the Thursday. So if it's about finances, if it's about wealth, if it's about relationships, get an understanding of that before Thursday. Then focus on, for the weekend, focus on your direction and how you're going to go forward with that. Now, part of your direction is about self-reliability, and that's being reliable to yourself. And because you have got this group image, I would suggest that it's all about when we look at self-reliability, it's about meditation, visualization, association, and intuition. So association is really, really clear on there, and association is connected with the emotional side of your goal for that week. So over the weekend, I don't know, see if you can connect with people, see if you can do a meditation with somebody, see if you can associate with those people that are going to help you with your direction or help you go forward with that one. So yeah, that's definitely yours. No worries, Kimberly, that's fine. So that one is yours. I will take that one off because I do need to do another one. I'm going to do Mel's because she couldn't make it today. So and I'm going to do a randomized one for Mel. So this is hers. Hers is number 60. Now, number 60, because I know that, okay, this is hers. Sometimes it comes through so easy. Share screen. Okay, so all you need to do is pick a number between 1 and 100, and we'll see what the image brings. This is what this image is bringing. Right, so this is for you, Mel. And when we start to look at this flower, we look at, say, again, the fruit and the flower, and this has almost gone past, it's gone, to the fruit because it's already seeding and going forward. So we go from now until Thursday, and then it changes on Thursday. So when we're looking at your flower image, we can see that it is actually not a flower. It's gone past the flower. It is. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. You have a beautiful day too. It's gone past the flower. It is actually now in seed. So we've got this beautiful little image coming up here. What I can see with yours too, when we look at our relationship or our wealth goals, you have already achieved what you have. You just may not be aware of it. So start to have a look over the next couple of days before the full moon and acknowledge what you have done. Acknowledge what you've achieved. Acknowledge that you have reached a particular goal, and you're allowed to set seed another one. You're allowed to look at what else, not allowed, but you are there to be able to go forward and look at another one. It seems to me that you have created a goal and you have actually achieved it, but you weren't aware of it. And to be aware of it, maybe you need to set more seeds and allow more goals to come forward. So until Thursday, you've got that covered. When we hit Thursday, you need to look more at your direction and where you're going with that one. and being self-reliable. Now, all I can see in this image is the fact that you need to set more goals. You haven't got the goals set down that you want. So if you want a wealth goal, if you want a relationship goal, set them now before Thursday. After Thursday, start looking at your direction. And direction is also about how you can achieve some of those goals or where you want to go. So the end of the week, start looking at where you want to go, what you want to do, where you want to go forward with that, because you're ready to set those seeds again. You're ready to put it out there. You're ready to go forward with it. And you've got such a good, strong, straight path. But the path, it's really funny. The path is in the future, and it will bring you back to where you want to be now. And now that I know that sounds strange, but it's not until you start on that path that you will realize that you were actually already there. Okay. And that is something that I know you will do that. Now, the next one I want to share is, let me take that one off, is for Leah. Now, Leah put her number down earlier on, and funnily enough, it's already been used once, but we're going to do it again because this is your one, Leah. You wanted number 12 as well. Now, let's share that one for you. So strange looking at this when you've got two. Okay, so again, this is yours. This is for you, Leah. But what I'm seeing with this one is that you, again, it's a little bit about confidence. You have got a goal there. You have got an understanding of it, but it isn't fully formed yet. It's not open. It's not ready to go yet. And I feel that sometimes you feel a little bit, you're a bit closed in. You may be a bit hesitant in going forward, not sure where you want to go, know what you want, but don't know how to put it forward, don't know how to achieve it. You are protected at this particular stage, as I said in the earlier image, and you have got the strength and the determination to get there. You've got a nice, strong path or journey to get there. But I can see that with this one, I don't believe it's about your relationship and wealth at the beginning. It feels like it's more about your direction to after the new moon. So I can see this change happening after the new moon for you. And you're still hesitant, you're still unsure, but there's some areas there that you can look at. Now, as I said about being self-reliable, which is what after the full moon, it's all about being self-reliable. We look at meditation, visualization, association, and intuition. Okay, so there's those different areas. We can look at numbers, we can look at shapes, we can look at emotions in the colors, and we can look at the format. Now, the format for this one is very I am. It's very individual. It's not group. It's not a portrait. It's a portrait. It's not a landscape. So you really do need to focus more on yourself over the weekend and the direction you want to go, because this is telling me you're really unsure of where you do want to go. It's telling me a little bit, you've got an understanding, but it's not something that you're focused in on much at the moment. So I would suggest over the weekend, have a look at some meditation to start with. Give yourself some space and time. And I know that can be hard when you're a single mum, but try and give yourself that little bit of space and time that you can do things a little more regularly. The next thing you look at is your visualization. So meditation, you receive information. Visualization, you actually create where you want to go. And I can really see this being a strong area for you if you can visualize what you want. But of course, when you don't know what you want, it's really challenging to visualize it. But this is where I want you to go. So if you can give yourself the space and time to do some meditation, allow that information to come through, but also give yourself some time to do that visualization. Now, visualization you can do, you don't have to have a quiet space. Visualization you can do while you're hanging up the washing, while you're driving in the car. You can start to be thinking ahead of where you want to go and what you want to do. You're thinking about your direction all the time. The other area you want to look at is your association. Who are you associating with? What are you associating with? Is that where you need to be? Is that where you want to be? Do you want to go further with that one? So these are this information that you want to look at. And you have a bit of a space, But that's what I want you to look at after Thursday, after the full moon. Get through the full moon and then start to go, okay, I really want to focus on my direction, because for some reason, this image, even though it was the same as Sal's, this image for me is more about your direction and where you want to go. And you need to do the visualization to get that understanding. If you're having trouble, just let me know. So that is yours. Leah, that was yours, Leah. The other thing I just wanted to let people know too is that I have got the first Gold Coast public flower. Oh, it's not flower. It's actually called Intuitive Art. So it's an intuitive sip and paint at the Gold Coast at Ohana's. It is on August the 6th, the Saturday at lunchtime or 2 o'clock. And you can come along there and, I don't like to tell people what you're going to do, but you actually will be looking at your emotional goals. You will actually be painting your emotional goals, and we will do a reading on your emotional goals. So very similar to what we've been doing here, but you actually create the image. It's not a photo. It's not a live image. It's you create the image. And we have a little brief meditation before you do that, just so you get the right image. It's really fun. It's a great area. It's a great way to see how your intuition is guiding you. It's absolutely perfect for it. So that's on in August the 3rd on the Gold Coast. August the 6th, Saturday, August the 6th on the Gold Coast at 2 o'clock. If you want to come along, just jump onto the website and you will find that information there, Intuitive Sip and Paint. Intuitive Paint and Sip, or someone that anyway. But that's me for this week. It's a little quiet one this week, which is cool because I've got plenty to do today, which is really cool. So have a great week, and I will catch up with you next week. So bye for now.